This is in no way my attempt to justify my comic book obsession. And this story, I really, really like. Artwork, the storytelling. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Pull List. My name is Travis. Let's talk about Aunt May. May Parker, as we all know, is Peter Parker's elderly aunt. Aunt to Spider-Man. But there's been some murmuring lately about how Aunt May could possibly take the superhero route in the Sony Spider-Universe films, whatever they decide to call it. Now there's the obvious cheesy route that Aunt May is Peter Parker's superhero because she's always there for him, and in return he constantly lies to her in order to protect her. Oh, Peter. In the past 15 years, we've gotten 3 different versions of May Parker in a cinematic universe. Rosemary Harris, Sally Field, and most recently, Marissa Tomei. Aunt May just keeps getting younger and younger. And as luck would have it, Marissa Tomei wants Aunt May to get out there and fight some crime herself. Which, give Aunt May some credit, she is definitely an important part of the Marvel Universe, raising Peter Parker to be such an upstanding citizen slash superhero, except for all the lying. There have been 2 conversations about Aunt May floating around. One is definitely older than the other one, about how there might be an Aunt May solo film, because why not? It seems like Sony wants to make movies of every single Spider-Man property that they currently have, but an Aunt May solo film might be interesting if executed properly. But surprisingly, this information was sprung on Marissa Tomei during an interview. Aunt May didn't know that there were talks about a possible Aunt May solo film. This is kind of like what we talked about last week about how Tom Holland didn't know about the Black Cat Silver Sable movie, even though that's in the Spider-Man universe and he's Spider-Man. Sony, tell your actors things. Even though the Aunt May solo film is in the rumor discussion stage, there is a Spider-Man sequel slated for 2019, where Marissa Tomei will reprise her role as Aunt May. And when Tomei was asked about what she would want for Aunt May in the Spider-Man sequel, she said, maybe put on a superhero costume, maybe go on a few dates with Tony Stark. Marissa Tomei wants Aunt May to be a superhero and also possibly date Tony Stark. This could be amazing. The way Tony Stark was flirting with Aunt May, he could totally hook her up with a super suit. You know, Aunt May actually did get spider abilities in the comics in an alternate universe, but still, it happened in the comics. She got Spider-Man abilities and she called herself Spider-Ma'am. How amazing is that? But then there was an actual story in the 616 universe where Aunt May was bestowed the powers of the Herald of Galactus. Aunt May was a Herald of Galactus, and that happened in the 616 comics. I mean, it ended up being a dream that Peter Parker was having, and then other people. That was a complex ending. It's actually a really fun read. And how great of a film would that be? I would love to see more what if storylines. Just what if this movie, what if that movie. They wouldn't have to worry about killing off characters because the characters could be there in the next film. Sony, Marvel, DC, why don't you do Elseworlds and What If comics more often? This could be so great. Okay, I'm getting way too excited. I need to breathe. Okay. I really do think that this is something the studios should look into, though. In the comments down below, let me know what superpowers or abilities you would want Aunt May to have in her film or in a Spider-Man film. Or maybe do you think that Aunt May shouldn't have powers but still get wrapped up in some sort of detective mystery story? Let me know your thoughts, and maybe one day someone will create a story based on that idea. That's it for this episode of The Pull List. My name is Travis. Thank you for fueling my comic book obsession, and you will see me tomorrow.